I mean, obviously learning choreography is a challenge in itself, but on the day when you're shooting action, it takes a lot longer than people think. Like one sequence can take days to shoot. So you really have to kind of keep up your energy level from day one when you start, you know, in the morning to day 3 or day 2 where you're cutting this together and it all looks like it's continuous. So the challenge is constantly there to have your energy, have your memory intact, to make sure no one gets hurt. But if that all nicely dovetails and everything works out, then it's obviously very rewarding because you're giving your audiences what they want, what they deserve, and you're portraying something that you set out to portray. Michael's so easy to talk to, and we kind of talked about everything. And so off screen, we were just always talking. And because we were spending time together off screen, and on screen, he was totally focused. I mean, like, he always came to set in the morning with new ideas about his take on a scene or something that he wanted to change, or he'd been up that night working with the writer and he sort of felt this was a little better than this. And so it was always like in the morning, you know, something that we could regroup on and improve and make better. And so, you know, that is really why he is who he is, because it's a constant improvement and he's constantly optimizing what he's going to bring. And, you know, I couldn't think of a better scenario of someone to work with. Martin is awesome. I had a really great experience working with him. I think his crews will probably tell you he's really tough to work for because he loves excellence and he wants the best product, and so do I. So we really see eye to eye on kind of everything because I think we both come from that place. For me, I had a really tough day with a stunt that like wasn't working and you know, that we weren't getting, and I ended up, you know, ended up having to scrap the day and start the next day with the same scene and do it over again. And I think the level of, for me, I mean, I wasn't upset at anybody, but the frustration level was just like off the charts because we weren't getting what we wanted because the timing was really important and it just wasn't happening. And you put all this work in, and you put all this time in and all this energy in, and it's not happening. If you don't get it on screen, it never happened, right? You got to get it on film. And so I was really disheartened, and I really was tearing up. I was so upset about what was happening. And so I went down to just take a break and take a little minute for myself. And I walked into my tent, and my crew had made this. They could see that I was frustrated, and by rights, they were felt really bad for me. And so they had cut out this cardboard, and they had written, you know, really encouraging, beautiful note to me on it, and told me that they loved me and that they believed in me, and that, you know, and that everything was going to be okay. And I had such a close connection with my crew that in those moments you really realize why you're working with who you're working with and why you're around them, because we're all really there ultimately to support each other. And in that moment, I needed that so badly because I was breaking down, and then there it was, just this thing of hey, don't worry about it, we love you, we think you're awesome, we'll get it, don't worry, you know, sort of thing. And we did, the next day we did, but it's those little moments where people care about you, I think are always things that you'll never forget. Well, it wasn't initial. When they first pitched it, I was like, I don't want to do an action movie. It sort of sounds like something that's kind of typical. I hadn't read it yet, obviously, but just the pitch was a little oh, I don't know if that's what I'm doing next. And then I read it, and I was like, wow, that was actually a really good script. And then I got on the phone with Martin, and when he really gave me his pitch about how he saw the film, it was really, to me, the only way you can make it. And I knew that his whole goal was to do something very different that we're not seeing in the action genre now. And that was exciting to me. And then Michael was attached, and then everything fell into place. But it really wasn't just because oh, hey, here's this movie, you should probably do it, they're looking for you. It was really, these are the right people, and I know they want to make what I want to make. And so let's try and do that together. what I hope they take away is something that's a little more unexpected than what they walked into it feeling that they were going to get. We spent all our time, really most of our time, on these character arcs and how these characters relate to one another. And there's a lot of nuanced things that we put in there and that Martin did. And even in my interviews today, it has sort of felt like people are picking up on those things that we were really focused on that a lot of times audiences miss. So that is a testament to Martin as a director. And so I hope they go to see a Martin Campbell film and walk out going, oh, wow, that wasn't just what I wanted. It was actually more than I wanted.